can already tell this one's gonna be one expensive fill up. That sounds really good. Let's see all these things, the check engine light, the heated seats. You just forget about it once you hear the exhaust. What is up, guys? Welcome to Red 50. So today's video is kind of interesting. I've been trying to chase this check engine light I've had on my Mustang, and I think my car's just trying to hint at me going catalyst setup. All right, so if you've watched my previous video, you know I do have a check engine light, which comes and goes. And the check engine light is for P0430 code, which is a catalytic converter. And I've been trying to chase this for almost 2,000 miles now. Today we're gonna attempt to fix it a little bit. Let me start on the car. And as you can see, we have a check engine light right here, and the fuel level is also low. This is low for a reason, because I have this theory that I'm gonna test it out, because this check engine light has been really annoying. Now, if you don't remember from my previous videos, the check engine light came in during a road trip, and I got it. I deleted it with the scanner, and then it came back on around 400 miles or so. So I was like, all right, makes sense. Something is wrong with the car. Check engine light came on, you delete it. If it's still acting up, you would get the light again. And that's exactly what happened. But this wasn't just one-off instance. Like, this has happened, I want to say almost 2,000 miles or so I've driven this car. So it was like 49,000 when it first started up. And now we're at like 51,000. It just keeps doing that. It comes in. The most I've gone is about 400 miles on the car. And it would just basically like not come on and then randomly come on, and after 100 miles or so it would go away. So while I've talked to the dealer and they're willing to resolve it under federal warranty for the emissions, I don't want to return the car back to stock just yet, because I have a feeling it might be, I'm not 100%, but I have a feeling it might be just the bad pump gas that's still in the tank. Because typically I know with emissions related equipment, if you do get a check engine light, even if you delete it, it's going to come back on right away, because they don't want you to messing around with the emissions. But in this case, it's just really weird, because it just comes on, it goes away on its own. The only time I've really reset it in 2,000 miles I've driven is only once. Every few hundred miles it pops on. Sometimes it just pops on like after 100, 200 miles. Sometimes it goes almost like 800-900 miles without the light popping up. So this is very unusual for a check engine light to behave that way. I have also tried plugging in the scanner when the light is not on, and it reads just within the limit. So it's supposed to be, I think, 179 for the catalytic converter, but when the light is not on, it reads right around 160 or so. But when the light is on, it sometimes it's like literally 184, 185, so just slightly above the range. Sometimes it's 200. So I don't know, something's definitely up with the converter, but I'm hoping it's not the converter, it's just some bad pump gas. So we're gonna go ahead, and I've been talking and just waiting for the gas to actually go down so I can fill it up and really get to 0 miles to E, so I don't have to worry about this whole check engine light. So my theory is there is still some remains of the bad pump gas somewhere, because typically I would fill up my car when it's like quarter tank, but this time I want to really drain it out as much as I can and then fill it up. So basically, if there is some bad pump gas that's still in the tank, it will be cleaned up good, and we should be able to, you know, get some proper gas in there when don't have to worry about it, and hopefully the light just goes away. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get on the road. Hopefully this reads 0. I know there's still gonna be some reserve in there, like about a mile, or not a mile, like about a gallon or so, but we're trying to get it as low as possible. Let's turn the traction, or not traction, let's get the exhaust in, you know, track mode, get my seatbelt on, and let's head for a drive. So while we wait for the light to turn green, if anyone has had issues with their heated seats, I'd be curious, because my heated and cool seats don't work on the driver's side. They work on the passenger side, but just not on the driver's side. They've stopped randomly, and I know I've seen a lot of videos where they show you this burnt module, but that's usually a picture for 2015 and 17. I feel like 18, they have changed it. So if you have issues with your heated seats, comment below. I'd be curious to see how I can fix that. Take the highway, but there's way too much traffic there. Exhaust sounds really good. Let's see all these things, the check engine light, the heated seats. You just forget about it once you hear the exhaust. Like, this V8 sounds so good, especially with the Corsa Extreme. It's this car is really fun to drive with this exhaust. I almost like forget about it, where any issues I've had, even when the Corsa issue I had or anything like that, the car is just so fun to drive. Once you get in the car and you remember why you got this car, which was just beautiful sound of this V8, really, you know, having the 10-speed fun, all of that good stuff, you kind of forget about it. So the gas station is right over there, but we're still at like 4 miles. I feel like I need to do a little bit more. At least it reads 0, so we're probably gonna get on it a little bit once the light turns green, and hopefully that will deplete the gas pretty quickly. This exhaust is just so nice. The best part is that there's no drone. So it's loud when you want it to be, but if you're just like cruising around, you can actually enjoy a road trip in this exhaust. So what are we at now? Still 4 miles. Let's drive around for a little bit more, have it read 0, and then we'll get to the gas station, fill it up, empty it as much as we can. I honestly don't know how much that would really help, because a bad pump, like this was initially, it happened like almost 4 months ago. So I want to say it has probably, not 4 months, probably 3 months ago. So it's probably cycled out. But there's part of me that believes that there's still some remains at the bottom of the gas tank that just comes up randomly, triggers something in the catalytic converter, light pops up, and then it goes back in because it's reading fine after that. So there's a little bit of hope. I just don't want to have to return the car to stock, drive it around for like 1,000, 2,000 miles again, boring stock car, just for the key cycle to reset before I can actually take it to the dealership, because they're happy to work on it even if it's tuned up, but they said that it has to reset the key cycle before they can do anything. So even if I return to stock tomorrow, I would have to drive for almost 1,000 miles or so for the key cycle to reset before they can do anything. All right, so 0 miles to empty now. We are very close to the gas station, so I think it should work out. I'll probably say it's still gonna have like about half a gallon to a gallon left. But obviously I don't want to risk it where I'm just driving around 0 and empty, and then next thing you know, actually, you know, out on the road without gas. All right, we made it to the gas station, still in 0. Let's go ahead and fill it up. I can already tell this one's gonna be one expensive fill up, but at least the gas is coming down. Getting 368. It's definitely Thursday. That's rated about 14.9, which means about 1 gallon is still left in this, which I feel like is not bad. Hopefully it has cleaned up the bad gas, at least that's what I think it is. But let's go ahead and fire her up, and then eventually once it does a cycle, I'm hoping that this check engine light goes away. All right, so let's go ahead and get the exhaust in track mode. But yeah, guys, so I'll go ahead and drive around a little bit, a few hundred miles. I'm really hoping the check engine light goes away. If you've had something similar where you've had a check engine light relate to your catalytic converter or O2 sensor that kind of comes and goes, please comment below. I'm really interested to see what your solution was. There is a warranty for federal, which I think it will be fine. But if I don't have to return the car to stock and it just goes away, I'm all for that. So let me know if you've had a similar issue with your Mustang. I'll catch you guys in the next video with an updated video to see if this ever goes away or I have to take it to the dealer. Take care.